Alright, this is a new one for me today. We're going to be reacting to HAGANE and their song Tenka Goken. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's just how I enunciate my words. Now, never heard of them before? Well, I've heard of them, but never truly just listened to them. They've sort of been floating around, and because I haven't really delved into the jrock and jmetal space, I haven't really had a proper listen. So this should be new and this should be fresh for this channel and for me. I love getting introduced to new stuff. And of course, if there's people watching who have never heard of them as well, it's great to be able to pass that information along, you know? We're all working together as travelers of life. Now, I did look up one thing. I did want to make sure that I was pronouncing HAGANE, at least the band name, correctly, and it also showed me like the translation of what it means. According to what popped up on Google, it means steel. So I'm thinking, you know, just from hearing that, this band may associate themselves with the toughness of steel. Funny story, guys, that actually reminds me of my high school band. I called the band minimise. Which basically means the process of turning something into aluminum, or aluminium as we say here in Australia. But yeah, I find that kind of funny because, you know, steel, aluminium. It's interesting when you have bands that sort of take the elements and make it their band name. So without further ado, let's jump into this one. I'm excited, don't know what to expect, so here we go. Nice. Oh, what a vibe. Okay, I really wanted to get into that chorus there, but I just needed to pause it for a bit so we can talk about it. Let's digest what we just heard. I really like this. I say that about a lot of the stuff that you guys show me, but this is fantastic. I just want to dial it back real quick and kind of just look at the aesthetic here. You guys know that I talk about visuals and the music and sort of the bridge. Look, we're doing the same thing. That sort of binds the two together, and I think that is always an interesting thing to delve into. Now, right off the bat, it's a really fun sort of power metal vibe, and I really like the well thought out collars that they've gone for here, because this is a very intentional design choice. You see the whites with the yellow and blue, and all sort of orangey yellow. Now, I kind of saw that in the thumbnail ahead of time, which is why I'm wearing orange and my lighting behind me is blue. So I guess I'm kind of matching with the aesthetic right now. But the reason why this works so much, you've got the whites. So their outfits have the whites, and the white is contrasting with their black hair. So you've got two contrasting colors there. And then you've got the blue and the orangey yellows, which are also opposites on the color spectrum as well. So that really creates a high contrast separation that allows us to really digest the aesthetic of the band, and they've really done a great job in just sort of managing the colors here. Like, the really good cinematographers know what they're doing. And look, you tell me right now, can you see a color in that shot that seems out of place? You can't, right? There's no bright green thing in there. There's no bright pink. They've been very intentional with the colors, and I like when people do that because they're thinking beyond just the music or just, you know, hey, we're a band, we look cool with instruments and stuff. No, they want the whole thing to look amazing. I've been yapping on for quite a bit now, so let's just move on. We were getting to the chorus, and what I noticed was the colors started to change as we got into the chorus. So they introduced this purple color. I wonder how that plays out through the thing. Also, if we just quickly just talk about the music, one thing I really liked was the switch up they had there, where it was kind of like you had this sort of fast-paced intro and verse, and then there was like a pre-chorus bit where they kind of pulled back. They didn't slow the tempo down or anything. They're still playing at that same speed. It's just less is going on, and that just opens things up to like a completely different feeling of the song, and then it sort of builds up to the chorus. Let's continue listening. Sorry, I just wanted to add one more thing. The guitars and the vocals seem to be complementing each other. They don't seem to be clashing, which is very interesting. Like the guitarists seem to be doing all these pinch harmonics and stuff and playing while the singer is singing, but it doesn't feel too distracting, if you know what I mean. Like sometimes, you know, in a band setting, you can be noodling all the time and just doing like these little riffs and whatnot. But if it sort of distracts you from the overall song or what the singer's doing, it's not very effective, right? But here it seems to be working quite well. I just wanted to add that. Anyways, let's get back into it. Woohoo! Double kicks. Ooh. Nice. Oh, that was great. Nice solos from both of them. And I really like how this drummer is just really going off. She's really getting into it. And yeah, they're just really complimenting each other. I don't know if I'm blind or not. Do they have a bassist? Oh, they do. Hang on, how many members do they have? Oh, they only have one guitarist. Wait, do they only have one guitarist? Turns out I was enjoying the music too much that I thought there was two guitarists, but there's actually only one, and that makes that even more impressive. It's like the one guitarist is doing what would normally be two guitar parts, but that's cool. I'm all for that. If you can pull off the massive sounds with less members, well done. Well done. And I mentioned that in my reaction video to the warning. So yeah, so let's dial this back real quick. I can't remember exactly where we were. To be safe, let's go from around here. I like those accents. Woo! Oh! Key change? Was that a key change? I think that was a key change, and it sounds like she's really belting at that point. So it's probably, I'm guessing that's probably around the higher part of her vocal range. But no, that was awesome. And I really like how I wasn't expecting them to go into a key change. And I wasn't expecting that little quiet bit just before the key change as well. But that was really well done, really well executed. Something I noticed about the drums, the little fill that she does. I don't know if they're like different kind of drums or something, if I'm picking that up correctly with what I'm hearing. They sound, maybe it's just the way that they're tuned. Probably in the studio recording, they intentionally wanted that sort of more of a traditional drum kind of sound from what I'm hearing, rather than, you know, your standard tom sound. They seem to be tuned, or there's something different about them. Now guys, whenever I say something like that, don't take it as a negative thing. There's always the odd person that seems to jump into the comments and be like, actually, this is the blah blah blah. Look, these are initial reaction videos, right? I want to be getting my natural reactions to hearing things for the first time, and with that, sometimes I get things wrong, and I think that's okay. Like, I'm sure I'll find out from the comments anyways if something's wrong, but like, when you act really smug about it, it's just not really called for. Guys, let's be civil in the comments. We're never always going to agree with one another. We all have varying knowledge of music, so just let things be. Anyways, we're nearing the end of the song now. Let's dial it back real quick. See what I mean? That's cool. Really like the use of the traditional instruments there as well, with the traditional wind instrument, and of course it sounds like a traditional stringed instrument as well. Wow, a lot of the comments here seem to be in Japanese. Well, anyways, I'm really happy with that one. There were parts here and there that reminded me of Atreyu and Trivium, and of course Dragon Force as well. But I mean, when it comes to these sort of bands, they're all taking sort of inspiration from one another as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really loved the aesthetic of it all. The colors were really thought out. The instrumentation sounded great. Very interesting choices there with the toms. It sounded a bit traditional / detuned or something, like they weren't like normal toms, but it added its own flavor to the song, which was really appreciated. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about this one, but I really enjoyed it. It's almost at 1 million views, so I would really hope that more people would listen to it. It definitely deserves more attention. But yeah, that's going to be it for this reaction, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.